nothing holding me back, and I'm okay. Open heart, open mind, never falling behind. See, I'm loving the path that I've chosen. I believe in the places I'm going, cause I know that I'm free, and I'm starting to be a little bit curious.
As the world turns and it spins, never let your searchlight go dim. Be a little bit curious. Sky is the limit above the roof, but nothing is more important than the youth. Damn, it's not always as clear cut as it looks. Some of the greatest truths will never make it in books. So whether your classes are on computers or taught by a tutor, you gotta do it for a better future.
Without the key, the future is wherever I will be. So we go in it and we grow from this is a dream. So I will take the opportunity. And we go with it and we go from it.
Highs and lows, wherever I go, my future I'm in control. Yeah, yeah, let's never get old. Our stories unfold. We're breaking the mold, yeah. Over and over and over, a little bit curious.
As the world turns and it spins, never let your searchlight go dim. Be a little bit
curious.
Sky is the limit above the roof, and nothing is more important than the youth. Damn, in trying times, inquiring minds will find designs to brighten that light that shines. Load shedding raps, you need to black out for now until you're standing on the stage throwing caps and gowns.
Future is wherever I will be. So we go in it and we grow from this is a dream. So I will take the opportunity. And we go in it and we grow from
Ikambalam, Lia Klagazela, Ingondo yam, Ishapi Astingela, Mizamo Esekaya, Andi Soitelela, Dikutele, Dikwazuzimela.
Spread love across the African continent, cause we know that's where the struggle is prominent. The mind is a weapon and you better sharpen it. Dreams don't pay bills, better get a scholarship or give me the finance. I'm gonna buy land or own an island just because I can. Travel my mind map, Egypt to Thailand, and see the whole new world like a blind man.
I see you, you see me, we see dreams. I see you, you see me, we see dreams. I see you, you see me, we see dreams. I see you, you see me, we see dreams.
without the key, the future is wherever I will be. So we go in it and we grow from this is a dream. So I will take the opportunity. And we go in it and we grow from it.
Good afternoon to everybody joining us this afternoon, and a very, very warm welcome to this open day for UCT Online High School. I'm so thrilled that you have been able to join us on this Friday afternoon. My name is Tessa Fenter, and I am the Chief Academic Officer for UCT Online High School. I'm delighted that you've been able to join us this afternoon, and I really hope that this afternoon we're able to give you a glimpse into the incredible school and community that is UCT Online High School. Now, I promise you, it's not just going to be me talking this afternoon. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce my incredible colleagues and fellow panelists. So this afternoon, you will hear from a range of leaders at UCT Online High School, all talking about their different areas of expertise. You'll hear from Jean, who will take you through our online campus, which is really our learning hub, where your learners will access all of their content and live sessions. You'll hear more about our academic program from our Head of Academics, Jenny. We'll then hand over to our Director of Student Success, Philippa, and she will talk around guardian engagement and how we support our learners holistically. And speaking of holistic support, we have the incredible Danny Randall, who's our Head of Wellbeing and Engagement, and she's going to talk to you about community, learner leadership, how we engage our learners and really meet them where they're at. And then finally, our wonderful admissions team will chat to you this afternoon as well. And from our admissions team, we have Judith. Now, I want to chat to you about an online school and how online schooling looks and feels different to a brick and mortar school. That might sound very, very obvious when I say that, and we're really hoping this afternoon that we can highlight that difference for you and give you a snapshot of what makes our school unique. So in an online school, we don't have physical classrooms, no whiteboards, no marked notebooks. All of our learning happens on our incredible interactive online campus. And to take us through that amazing space, I'm now going to hand over to Jean, who's going to walk us through what that online campus looks like and what your child can expect when they log in every single day. So Jean, over to you.
Thank you, Tessa, and a very good afternoon to everyone. As Tessa mentioned, I'm Jean. I'm the Learning Experience Product Owner, which is just a fancy way of saying that I'm one of the people at UCT who focuses on how our learners learn best. So I'm going to be sharing my screen shortly and showing you what the online campus looks like, how our learners move through it each week, and tell you a little bit about the learning approach that underpins it. And after that, I'll hand over to Jenny, our Head of Academics, to unpack academic life. Okay, so let's kick off with just sharing and showing you what the dashboard looks like, which is really the home base that learners land on when they log into our online campus. Okay, so firstly, if I start on this part of our dashboard, this is our module view, as you can see here, which shows you quite a high-level view of each of the modules. And a module is like a week's worth of work. So in week 1, you'll encounter module 1, week 2, module 2, etc. As we're nearing the end of the year here, and I'm logged in on a test learners account, you can see we've only got 3 more weeks. We're now almost our last modules of the year. And this shows you, you can just see quite at a high level what assessments you have coming up, what important work you have to do. And very helpful from this view is the formal assessments. And so formal assessments are the assessments that count towards your grades. I know when I was a teacher that students would often ask, "Sir, is this for marks?" To find out if it was important or if they had to do it. Formal assessments are for marks. These are the important tasks we have to complete. All the work is very important and foundational, but you don't want to miss any formal assessments. So you can see here from this view that I had a formal assessment in module 26 for life orientation that I missed. And so that is red and my whole week is red. So it's really important that I complete my formal assessments. Last week's formal assessment for Afrikaans was completed. I can see for this module, for module 28, I don't have formal assessments. I have other informal assessments and lessons I need to complete. But then next week, I'll have another formal assessment for creative arts, and the week after as I complete my projects and hand those in. So that's the high level view. This is the module view. And if I switch from here to a work plan, I get a bit of a more close-up view on what this specific week looks like. So this is this week, the 6th to 10th of October. I can see from Monday to Friday what work I should be completing. Now, each of these tasks represents, it's just individual tasks that we break up. You can see for English, we've got quite a few tasks we have to complete throughout the week, and they vary in length. So some of these will be 5-minute signposting videos. Others will be full lessons that I need to work through, and others will be assignments that I need to complete. So throughout the week, I complete each of these, and as I complete them, they mark off. So this is a recommended way of working through the week. You can see that I decided on Monday morning I was feeling fresh and I was going to start with maths rather than English because I have some flexibility. I can also decide what I want to do, and I can jump ahead within a week. I have a bit of flexibility. But important here, we really encourage learners, as you'll see, we'll always have the signposting and lesson 1 first early on in the week, because we'd ideally like learners to engage with all of their signposting and first lessons before they have their first live session with a subject specialist. And that's something that Jenny's going to touch on a bit later as well. It's to do with a theory that underpins part of our learning path as well, which is the flipped classroom approach. Now, a flipped classroom doesn't mean that you get to tell the teacher what to do. Instead, it means that your live session time isn't about you covering content and application and everything all at once and being introduced to that topic for the very first time in that session where you're supposed to apply it. Instead, what we expect learners to do is to engage with the content ahead of the time, get familiar with it, start to engage with it, do it at your own pace, so that when you come to a live session, you have existing knowledge that you can apply in that live session. You can ask questions and you can make more meaningful use of the time when you're with your subject specialist. So that's why we have all of the signposting videos and lesson 1s earlier in the week, so that you can get through that content before you go to your live session. Okay, and from here, I can navigate to each of my subjects. You'll see I've got my dashboard. I can also navigate to each of the courses that I'm enrolled in. I'm a grade 9 learner in this case. And I can also do that from my dashboard. So I'm going to jump ahead to English, and we're going to look at some content there. Okay, so now I'm in my English course, and I've got sort of my English banner. I've got a bit of a welcome message as well. And I'm just going to quickly show you about navigation before I go into some lesson content. From here, I have the ability, I'm just looking at my home English page, so I can see each of my modules from a high level here. I also have a navigation bar here, which just makes it a little bit easier. And you can think of this as like chapters in a textbook that I can flip between. So I can't go into future chapters that haven't been unlocked yet. I can't get into module 29 and 30 yet because I haven't encountered them. But if I'm doing something in module 28 and it reminds me of some important language concept I covered in module 17, then I can scroll back and I can jump back into that content in module 17. On the other side, if I close this panel, I'll have some more options on this side. I'll be able to access my academic resources. I'll be able to see what component is recommended to do next, and extra resources that my subject specialist provides will be available in this bar. But that's just showing you the perimeters. Let's have a look at some content within the module. So I'm going to jump to module 17. Now we look at 1 week's worth of content. I'm just going to close this so I've got a bit more space. And every module will have a bit of an overview like this, explaining what's to come, what we're going to be covering in that week, as well as what the learning outcomes are. So this is, what is our goal? What are we working towards this week? And I think it's very helpful for learners to keep this in mind. So it appears in a few places where we really keep this front of mind so that learners know what are they working towards. And then the first component that we'll do is the signposting video. And you'll remember that I said we should cover the signposting video and the first lesson. So we're going to jump right into the signposting video. This is a video created by your subject specialist that provides an overview of what's to come, what's going to be happening in this week, and what can you expect. Now, I'm going to quickly play just a bit of this. I don't think I'm going to put the volume on. I'm just going to kind of walk through so you can see what it looks like.
Speaks to the cultures in China and
that. And so you can see here as an overview, the subject specialist is taking learners through the learning outcomes as we saw previously. And she's also explaining what's to come, a recap of the previous lessons, what we're going to see in this module, the language components that we're going to cover, the short stories we're going to do. Just so that learners have, you can see this is a short video, 2.5 minutes. Learners have an idea of what's to come, so they can really start priming themselves. Below this, again, the learning outcomes are repeated. And we have a document linked here as well, which helps learners prepare for their live sessions. So I'm just going to quickly click on this and change to this tab. This is an interactive document. Again, as I mentioned, we want learners to be prepared for their live sessions. We don't want them to come for sort of passive learning. We want them to actively engage with what is happening in the classroom. So this document is just an interactive PDF that learners can use to start preparing for their live sessions. So when we think about the topics that are coming, if we're talking about homonyms and homophones in English, I can start writing down, what do I already know about the topic? Then I can also start around, after watching the signposting video, what do I know now? When I'm in my live sessions, in my AMA, what am I learning? What questions do I have? What's still unclear? So it's just a way for us to, again, be very actively involved in what's happening in those sessions and really take our learning by the reins. Okay, so now I'm going to jump back to the learning path, and we're going to jump ahead into a lesson. Right, in this lesson, we're going to be learning about a short story called The Astrologer's Day. You'll see here, I have an option to listen to the lesson as well. So this is an audio file of the full lesson. If I'd like to, I can download this. And so that gives me the option. Firstly, if I just am not in the mood to read, I could instead listen to that entire lesson. Perhaps if I'm taking public transport somewhere and I want to be listening to the lesson on the way, it's a good way of doing it, to download it so it's offline so I could listen to it on the way. Or if I had any sort of visual impairment, this gives another way of accessing the lesson instead of reading it. Our introduction page will always cover what's to come and repeat what the learning outcome is for that specific lesson. From there, we'll get into the content. So this is where we actually start getting into the core content of a lesson. Now, lessons are shaped in a way, it's underpinned by another learning theory that's called I do, we do, you do. And that starts with the I do is the subject specialist really showing the learners what is going to be coming. It's more of the core didactic content that learners need to engage with. So it's the subject specialist really handing things over. Then we have a bit of modeling of behavior, which is the we do, so we can see examples of what's to come. And finally, there's the you do, which is handed over to the learner. So the learner needs to apply what they've covered in that lesson. And every module, every lesson within a module covers a similar approach as we gradually release the responsibility to learners. Okay, so we've got this course content. Just a side note, each image is also, you can see they're clickable, so that if I want to view them in another tab, I'm able to zoom in. There's no need for this image, but if I had a diagram, it would be very helpful so I could see things in a bit more detail. So that's an option for each image on the online campus. And here we've got things like we're told what story we're going to read, and some key terminology for the lesson. And now let's jump into the rest of the lesson. Here we jump into homonyms. So this is tying language together in with the literature content that we're doing. So some great explanations here of what's happening and what homonyms are, and then some activities for learners to also think, okay, palm, how is it a homonym? What are the two types of palm that you get? And each of these ties together into the story where we're actually talking about a palm reader, and pi is an Indian currency, an old Indian currency that was used, and match being a competition or a tool. So this is just a language component that's being tied into a literature component in this example. We've got some overviews of what's happening, and I'm going to quickly play just a few seconds of this. This is a video of going through the learning, going through the short story and explaining what are key concepts that we should have taken out from it.
When our story begins, we meet an astrologer who is setting up shop in a busy market street that cuts through a public park. We see that the astrologer has gone to great pains to put together his appearance. He has grown a long dark beard, his forehead is painted with ashen vermilion, and he's wearing a saffron-colored turban. He sits in front of a tamarind tree, keenly searching for customers, and lays down mysterious-looking items like ancient scrolls.
Okay, so this is just showing you how video content also supplements our learning materials. It's not all just written content. We have these video content which also have transcripts available so that learners can read along. And this is just part of our learning path. This is part of the I do and we do content that's being laying down the foundation for learners to understand the content better. Next, we're going to go to the you do page where we've got a sort of short informal check to see that learners have understood what has happened in the story. Okay, now I haven't read the story yet, so I'm just going to be randomly selecting options here. I'm not going to be a very good learner, and I'm going to be checking these events, and you'll see I already get feedback on this. Okay, so when things are incorrect, I get an explanation as to why they're incorrect, and when they're correct, I also get an explanation as to why they're incorrect, in case, as in my instance, I've just guessed them correctly. So then I get an explanation about what's happening, and this is just a feedback loop so that learners are on track and have an idea about what they have an idea of whether their understanding is correct or not, and where they are currently with the content. So I can see different questions here. I've got various options, and I've got 4 questions to complete here, and I'll get feedback for each one. At the end of the lesson, I'll finish up with a conclusion, and then each lesson is presented like this. And at the end of the module, I'll encounter another informal check, which is a mastery check. But now, instead of it being focused on one lesson, a mastery check is going to cover all of the content from that week. And this is a very good indication as to how well I understand the content. Okay, so there's an explanation about what we're going to be covering, short stories, my pass mark, and it very clearly says it's informal. So this is not something that's contributing towards my grades, but it's very important for me to understand whether I have a firm grasp of this content. Okay, let's move into an attempt here. Okay, so again, this is largely going to be multiple choice questions. As I've been a very poor student and not read any of this, I'm going to go and just select options. You can see how this works for learners. And I can go through each of them. In this example, I've also got a drag and drop where there's another short story of the paper menagerie, and I need to select what was the climax of the story, what was the resolution of the story. I don't know either, but I'm going to put those in, and then I'm going to finish my attempt. Let's hope I didn't pass this, otherwise I'm incredibly lucky. And now I can submit and finish that. I didn't pass. No, I got 3 out of 14, only partially lucky. But here you'll see that I now have access to a new video called a remediation video. This is slightly longer than the signposting and the wrap-up videos, and this takes learners through what was the most challenging part of the module, and really gives us an opportunity to remediate that and fill in those areas where they might have been struggling. You'll see in this instance, instead of giving the answers when something's incorrect, it sends learners back to the learning path and says, please reread Astrologer's Day. So instead of giving the answers here, there's a second opportunity to attempt this mastery check. And this encourages learners to go back to the learning path, read the story again, and then reattempt the mastery check. So that's an informal assessment. I'm going to quickly show you an example of a formal assessment. I think we saw on the learning path that Afrikaans had a formal assessment last week. So I'm just going to quickly show you that. So that was module 27. And I submitted that module. I can see how many other learners have completed it in my group. I can see mine has been submitted. It hasn't been graded yet, but this would be, instead of a multiple choice question that I get immediate feedback on, this is something where I'll have a question paper that I need to download, and then I would handwrite my answers and scan and upload them to the online campus. And then my answers would be graded, and I'd get feedback, and that grade would contribute to my term mark. Okay, well, that is a whistle-stop tour of what our online campus looks like. I hope you have a bit of an understanding of how our learning path is structured and how we sort of make meaningful learning experiences on it. And now I'm going to stop sharing, and next Jenny is going to be mapping out what learners study and where it leads.
Thank you so much, Jean, for that overview of the online campus. And good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Jenny, as Jean said, and I am the Head of Academics at UCT Online High School. I am delighted to have this opportunity to walk you through what academic life looks like and our unique approach that sets our school apart and prepares our students for success in the future. At UCT Online High, we offer learners the option of completing the CAPS curriculum. This is the official and most widely recognized local South African curriculum. The journey culminates in learners writing their NSC or National Senior Certificate examination, which is commonly known as Matric. Achieving this certificate is the essential gateway to tertiary education and future careers within South Africa. There are two distinct and vital phases in this academic path. In grade 8 and 9, learners are in what we call the senior phase. This phase is designed to provide a broad foundational education across all major learning areas. All learners will take the core compulsory subjects you can now see on your screen, including languages, mathematics, natural sciences, economic management sciences, and social sciences. Crucially, learners have a choice for their first additional language, or FAL. This choice allows them to maintain a connection to a second home language or start building proficiency in a valuable new language. The further education and training phase, or FET, is where your child begins to specialize and personalize their academic journey. From grade 10 onwards, students continue with 4 compulsory subjects, 2 languages, including their home language and first additional language, mathematics or mathematical literacy, and life orientation. Then they get to select 3 elective subjects based on their interests, aptitudes, and future career ambitions. We provide asynchronous guidance on subject selection to ensure every learner makes informed decisions that keep their post-school options wide open. As was briefly touched upon in the campus tour by Jean, we follow a teaching strategy called the flipped classroom approach. This is more than just watching videos. It's a powerful educational philosophy. In a traditional classroom, a teacher spends the lesson time delivering new content, and students go home to do practice exercises. At UCT, we flip that model. Your child engages with high-quality content, targeted pre-recorded videos, foundational material, and practice quizzes at their own pace and time. This is where they first encounter new concepts. Then they come to live synchronous sessions with their subject specialist, already having a baseline understanding. These live sessions are therefore not spent on basic content delivery. Instead, they are dynamic, focused on application, discussion, problem solving, and in-depth conceptual clarity. This allows your child to come prepared to ask specific questions about the concepts where they need further guidance. This methodology is transformative because it empowers our learners to own their own educational journeys. It's not just about passing a test. It teaches them vital life skills essential for university and the modern workplace. These life skills include time management. They learn to structure their time independently. They also learn independence. They learn the self-discipline to engage with the work proactively. They learn critical thinking skills because the live sessions are geared towards higher order thinking, moving beyond simple memorization. This model is deliberately designed to bridge the gap between high school and tertiary education and the workplace, ensuring our learners enter university and life ahead as confident, capable, and self-directed learners. We believe this combination of rigorous, nationally recognized curriculum and a modern, effective teaching methodology provides the best possible academic preparation for your child. Thank you for your time. I'm going to hand over to our Director of Student Experience, Philippa, who will be discussing the learner experience at UCT.
Thanks so much, Jenny. And yeah, just a great pleasure to have all of you with us today. Really excited to introduce you to what we call the integrated heartbeat of learner and guardian support at UCT Online High School. And this is a system where our support advisors and Mzizi, who is our AI-powered assistant, work together to ensure every learner and guardian really thrive in our environment. So Mzizi is a Zulu name meaning helper, and that is our very intelligent AI-powered support assistant who's designed to be your first point of contact whenever you email or WhatsApp a support advisor. So Mzizi's primary role is really to provide you with super fast, always available support 24/7. So think around the clock, during school holidays, over weekends, and really aims to efficiently handle common queries to reduce your wait times and ensure you get that quick, consistent answer to your question. Our support advisors, on the other hand, are our dedicated human experts who are a key part of your support system. And they provide that essential human touch, which we regard as so important. With Mzizi's support advisors are empowered to focus their valuable time and their expertise on those more complex, personal, and nuanced issues. And they handle those highly specific individual situations and provide that guidance that only a human can offer. So together, Mzizi and our support advisors form this complete circle of care and clarity, ensuring your family gets the benefit of instant information and that focused human expertise. We understand that high school and online learning is definitely a big shift, especially for those transitioning from that traditional school setup. And that's why we place such a strong emphasis on our onboarding processes. So before any academic work begins, your child will take part in an online comprehensive orientation that covers all of the essentials, focusing on navigating our learning platform to submitting assessments and understanding the learning path that Jean took us through earlier. But support doesn't stop there with the learner. We believe in a really strong support triad, the partnership between the learner, their guardian, and us as the school. And that's why we offer a guardian onboarding program. So this program is designed to give you everything you need to feel confident and equipped. We realize that this is also an adjustment for you. It helps you get an overview of our policies, of our support structures, and how to stay engaged and in touch with your child's progress. Our learners are settled in, and once that happens, the real journey now really begins, and our support team walks that journey with them and with you. Your child will have access to very important live sessions, which we refer to as support pit stops, and these focus on promoting positive online learner behaviors and building those essential skills like digital literacy that allow learners to successfully navigate our unique online learning environment. So during critical times, such as assessment periods, we also host boot camps, and these help learners stay on track and ensure that they are fully prepared for important academic milestones like exams and cycle tests. Of course, guardians, you're not left out in any way. You will receive continuous tips and tricks on how to support your learner during key milestone periods. Guardians are also invited to webinars throughout the year to stay informed and connected. That is really important to us. As a guardian, you will also have access to your own powerful tools to keep up with your learner's progress. So through our Guardian portal and our uniquely tailored mobile app known as Connect Ed, you'll be able to track how many hours your learner spends in live sessions and on the online campus, their attendance to academic live sessions, any outstanding and upcoming assessments that your learner might have, and of course, very importantly, their grades. So I think what's really important is we definitely don't just cheer from the sidelines. We are actively involved in ensuring that you and your learner are supported and that your learner is staying on track. We're able to actively monitor things like assessment submissions, your academic engagement, and our team acts very quickly when there are signs that a learner requires additional support. If concerns rise, you will receive interventions, and one of our support advisors will be able to chat through the best next steps for you and your family. We're really, really excited to partner with you and your learner during this exciting transition to our space. I'm now going to be handing over to Danny, who is our Head of Wellbeing and Engagement.
Thank you so much, Philippa. What a privilege to talk about my passion, wellbeing and engagement. And I'd love to just show you how our team is made up of specialists. We have Chasley, who is our registered counsellor, Sarah Kelly, who's our academic support lead, and the three of us work very closely together to ensure that we create a safe well-being space for our learners. So at our school, we believe that excellence isn't limited to academics, to sports or cultural achievements. Instead, we continuously strive to redefine excellence. That needs to be about the development of the whole person, the whole child, their voice, their individuality, and their lived experience. True excellence, we believe, lies in adaptability over resilience. I just want to take a moment to pause on this. Resilience helps us endure, but adaptability empowers growth. What a beautiful narrative. It allows learners to view setbacks not as failures, but as chances to learn, to evolve, and to try again. So our role is to equip learners with the tools to navigate diverse and unpredictable paths. We help them align their strengths, their personalities, and their interests into a personal toolkit of transferable life skills. This prepares them to face life's challenges, whether they be social, academic, or personal, with confidence, creativity, and purpose. So together with you, our guardians, we are incredibly committed to nurturing the broader, more meaningful vision of what success is. Our Wellbeing and Engagement website is curated with the guardian and learners in mind. Our team regularly updates the space, and as you can see, we have these pillars of socio-emotional support, academic support, engagement, identity, and pathways. We also have a Wellbeing Waves podcast, so this content is very interactive. It's informative, and a lot of the webinars that we host for guardians and learners you will find on our Wellbeing and Engagement website as well. Diving into socio-emotional support, we provide containment and external referral support in emergency cases to ensure that our learners and staff are always supported when urgent cases arise. In this space, we facilitate support groups for our learners. We focus on important areas such as emotional regulation, self-esteem and motivation, and also how to navigate grief and loss. Beyond learner support, we work very closely with our staff. We offer training and support sessions to equip them to better manage well-being in their varied spaces as well. We develop content for our Wellbeing and Engagement website, which I've just shown you, and we make sure that we provide accessible resources to our school community. Alongside this, we host monthly awareness campaigns, and we shine a spotlight on relevant well-being themes throughout the year. We highly regard the vital role of our guardians, and this is why we host those termly webinars on important and relevant topics to empower families and engage with you in supporting your learners. Academic support. Our academic support team aims to improve accessibility within our school so that learners with diverse learning needs and barriers to learning can participate equitably alongside their peers and achieve success. We have a termly academic support series, and these are live sessions in term 2 and term 3. And we also have pre-recorded podcasts in the other terms, which can be accessed on our Wellbeing and Engagement website. But when we have these support series, the learners' support advisors will refer us a list of high academic at-risk learners, and these learners are then invited to attend the support series. We also host a Learning Differences Society, which is a supportive community for our grade 8 to 12 learners who have a known learning difference, and these run on a weekly basis. Our academic support content on our website includes support and resources for learners related to concessions, exam coaching, learning differences, and how to learn effectively. We have concession approval and implementation within our department, where learners with a known barrier to learning can apply for concessions such as extra time, a reader and scribe, and these are improved internally for our senior phase, grade 8 and 9, and through Sakai, our registration body for the FET phase, which is grade 10 to 12, and we support you through that application process. I'm now going to speak to all things engagement. And our engagement space really does play a vital role in adolescent development, especially within this online schooling environment. These opportunities provide learners with a sense of connection, of belonging, and a shared purpose that is so critical during this stage of growth. At our school, we intentionally design and prioritize live engagements to ensure that our learners are not only academically supported, but are also socially and emotionally enriched. So our guardians and learners can be assured that we actively create and facilitate meaningful spaces through psychoeducational groups, virtual clubs, connect events, leadership initiatives, and awareness campaigns, among others. These interactions foster relationships, they build confidence, and they support holistic well-being, reinforcing our commitment to nurturing the whole learner. So the next slide is going to show you a snippet of some of our learners' talent from our annual UCT OHS's Got Talent show, and it's going to give you some insight into what online schooling really is like from the perspective of our learner leadership squad.
They were just the lovers, sitting in the car, listening to blog, falling for each other, thinking orange skies, feeling super child.
I don't know how to feel. You are the source of my salvation. You are, you are, you are. But I can't bring myself to soon. When I am drowning in this silence, baby, feel the world around me. I had no time to choose. Let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized.
Hey, I'm Megameno.
I'm Xavier.
And I'm Chiara, and we're learner leaders at UCT Online High School. We thought we'd give you a glimpse into what school life is like here and what it means to step into leadership in a virtual space. So let's start with the big one, online school.
So yeah, I thought I'd feel disconnected, but actually it's the opposite. I thought that I wouldn't have any way to be guided by support teams and subject specialists, but the school is actually really good with providing opportunities for that. And I've made friends from all over the country, and we talk basically every day.
Yeah, and I mean, plus the structure is amazing. Our learning platform is easy to understand, it tracks lessons and assignments, and if we miss anything, there's always a recording, so you never feel like you're actually left behind.
So true, and I didn't expect online learning to help me grow this much. You really learn to take charge of your education, and that's been empowering.
Yeah, so and especially with joining the leadership squad was such a turning point for me. I was super interested in shaping the culture here, and when I joined the leadership squad, it was definitely more than attending school. I really did take part in shaping the culture of the school.
Yeah, I feel the exact same, Mega, and it's been a really cool experience. I mean, you get to represent learner voices and actually do something about ideas and challenges that people are facing, while meeting some really cool people while you're at it.
Couldn't agree more. And we've worked on some incredible projects with the Community Hub and helping the new grade 11s shape their role into leadership as well. and we work alongside the Wellbeing Engagement team to support learners.
And it's not just about academics. The support here is next level.
Being in this environment with all the support helped me grow, not just as a learner, but as a person. I've learned how to ask for help, lead with a team, and balance responsibilities.
Yeah, and there are well-being check-ins too. I mean, it feels like the people here actually care about how we're doing mentally, not just how we're doing in our school subjects. And I mean, you might think that online school means there's no social life, but I actually believe it's quite the opposite.
Yeah, and that's so true. I've made so many friends from all over the country. Like I said, we talk every day and even outside of class.
I mean, yeah, group work, clubs, and breakout rooms really give us a chance to actually connect. And I mean, friendships here feel just as real as the ones we would make it in a brick and mortar school.
So true. It's different, but in such a good way. It feels like a big family spread across the country.
So yeah, online high school isn't just school. It's community, it's support, and leadership, all in one.
And I think I can talk for the entire leadership squad and say that we are really proud to have been a part of this and been a part of this school.
And if you're thinking of joining, we can't wait to welcome you because this is more than the school. It's a home where we can all grow together.
Oh.
So while this was a beautiful representation, 3 of our learner leaders, it does show how they value integrity, service, and adaptability. They play a vital role in leading initiatives and, as they mentioned, mega specifically, shaping school culture. Through their involvement in projects, events, and awareness campaigns, these learners demonstrate that leadership is not about titles, but about service. It's about courage and inspiring positive change. So our leadership squad's impact resonates far beyond their school and final years. It's leaving a legacy that future cohorts can build on. So in closing, I'd like to encourage us together to inspire our learners to view success as something more holistic and meaningful, built not just on achievements, but on the courage to adapt, grow, and thrive in a complex and ever-changing world. I'll now hand back over to Tessa.
Thank you so much, Danny. I always get all the feels when I hear from our learners at UCT Online High School. They make me so incredibly proud to be part of this amazing, amazing community. Speaking of our amazing community, I'm delighted to introduce our admissions team. And to kick us off with their section of today, I'm going to hand over to Judith, who is our senior admissions consultant.
Thank you so much, Tessa. Welcome to everyone. Lovely to have you here. You have probably engaged with us through email, WhatsApp, or a phone call. The admissions team supports and guides guardians through the application process until you receive confirmation of final placement. But I don't get to do this alone. I get to do this with amazing superhumans, Kawe, Valentine, and Jessica. We also just wanted to share with you the most surprising thing that we've learned about a learner's journey through the admissions process at UCT Online High School. What I've learned is that sometimes external circumstances beyond the guardian's control can affect the learner's learning journey. Being in a position to guide and consult with the guardian to assist with possible admission to the school makes me realize that I'm contributing to closing the gap and enabling learners to have access to quality education. What Kawe has learned is that a learner's journey is shaped by what happens outside of school. Things like financial hardship, grief, illness, or bullying. These challenges can derail their goals, even when they're deeply motivated. So every time she gets to meet a learner who pushes through those circumstances to pursue education, she's reminded why she goes the extra mile to help them access the opportunity that they deserve. And what Valentine has learned is that it is important to understand guardians as parents who are looking to get a good learning environment for their child and not just another potential customer. With that being said, we are here to support you through the admissions process, guide you, and provide assistance where we can. How do you get started? Well, we're the team that helps you to kickstart your journey to joining UCT Online High School. A quick application can be started on the UCT Online High School portal. You would need to create an account first. After successfully creating your account, click on Start a New Application and follow the steps, which are really easy to follow. After receiving an offer letter, the next step is to pay your placement fee to secure your child's seat. You will then receive an email regarding the next steps to upload supporting documents before final placement can be confirmed. We really ask that during this process, be attentive when completing the information on the portal. Tick the relevant boxes that may be applicable to your child's learning journey, and just make sure you get all your spelling details correct to avoid back and forth with us. But besides that, we are willing to help and assist where we can if there are any issues. And then again, after you've submitted all the documents, your application will then be in line to be reviewed and validated. The admissions team is a phone call away, WhatsApp or email. We will get back to you. We are not bots. As you can see, we are humans. So please visit the UCT Online High School website, visit our Contact Us page, and use any of the platforms there to get in touch with us, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We can't wait to have you join us next year. Handing back to you, Tessa.
Thank you so much, Judith. A reminder to all of our families joining us today, Judith has walked you beautifully through the application process, but a reminder to get those applications in by the 28th of November, and also to make sure that you've paid your placement fee to secure your spot for 2026. We really hope that we do see you in 2026. Speaking of applying and getting your spot secured for 2026, I do have some exciting news for anybody who is thinking about joining us. For next year, we are running 2 special discounts. The first one is 15% off your annual tuition fee if you pay your full 2026 school fees in advance by the 12th of December. So the offer ends on the 12th of December. And the second one is an exclusive offer just for you, those of you who've joined us today for this open day. And that is a thank you for joining us. And for that, there's 25% off the term 1 tuition fee. You can see there the coupon code over there. And I'm sure that will also be coming your way post today's live event. And finally, as if things couldn't get any better, thank you again to all of those of you who have stayed with us. You will all be entered into a lucky draw, and the winner of that lucky draw will be contacted shortly. And so it is my privilege to wrap us up this afternoon and say a very big thank you for joining us to get a sneak peek into UCT Online High School and what makes this school such a special, warm, welcoming community. And I really hope to extend that welcome to you and your children in 2026. Thanks again for joining us. Have a wonderful Friday afternoon and a beautiful weekend.